A full slate of MAAC play is around the corner. We don't have Ernie, Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck, but we have these knuckleheads instead. Inside the MAAC starts right now. All right, welcome to Inside the MAAC. Here we are in Studio 125. I'm Ross Meglin with fellow Quinnipiac men's basketball beat reporters Jack Main, Eric Kerr, Jon Surratt. This is the first ever Inside the MAAC. We've got some highlights, some debate, breakdowns, and of course, who we play for. Gentlemen, welcome.
John, you know who Quinn Guth played for?
Quinnipiac?
All right. These one for one to get started.
These gentlemen are ready. I think we should get.
I think we just got to get. We got to get right to it. We got to get right to it.
Let's roll a highlight. We got Maine and Quinnipiac from this previous Saturday. Excuse me. Quinnipiac looking to make it 3 games in a row on their winning streak against Maine. It'd be their second non-conference win in a row.
Quinnipiac was 14.5-point favorites, boys.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Maine should be favorites based on their warm-up jerseys. Light blue, undefeated in sports.
Here's Marfo looking at Bernie Blunt. Boom, he gets his first 3 of his career here at Quinnipiac.
Yeah, first 3 points of the game for the Bobcats right there.
Yeah, he was smoking out there, man. Look at him getting the first 10 points of the 15 that Quinnipiac had. He's playing like he's going to be PG1 for the rest of the year, huh?
We'll see.
He's rolling.
LaShawn Duhart drains a 3. And we go to the second half. Quinnipiac 29-27 over Maine.
This is the Baker special right here. Good defense.
Team defense. Taking that charge from Matt Blanc, huh?
That guy might win MAAC Player of the Year. He just might watch out. Casey and Defo got to watch. Look at that. Look at that highlight reel dunk. Who does that other than Matt Blanc?
He's done it twice already.
Yeah, can't forget about that guy, Jacob Ragoni. And this guy, too, Tyrese. Look at the pretty step back. Oh, my.
We can't forget about his dad. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll get more of his dad later. Quinnipiac wins at 73-47. It's the 5th time this season the Bobcats have made more than 10 threes in a game. Bobcats now sit at 6-4 overall. The Bobcats have started MAAC play, but currently with a 1-1 record. They've gone back to non-conference play with wins against Dartmouth and Maine. So we'll get into more of a broad discussion a little bit, but first let's break down this game against Maine. Jack, we'll start with you.
Man, I mean, it's crazy to watch the things that some of these guys are doing out here. Matt Blanc, once again, showing up. But the Bernie Blunt, the guy that we haven't exactly seen at all in the point guard rotation. Desi Jones started the season. Savion Lewis came in. Now Savion's out for the rest of the year with the torn Achilles. But Bernie Blunt, if he can put the ball in the basket with the efficiency that he showed against Maine, watch out. He could really be an underdog to take that PG1 spot, who I thought at the beginning of the year was going to be Louis Courtwright.
Yeah. John, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I was going to talk about Kevin Marfo's stat line. 21 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. We did see him, go down near the end of the game. Coach said it was unknown, the extent of the injury. But, still his presence out there coming from Texas A&M, leaving the program the year before, leading the country in rebounds, and now is still showing off this year. He's their key piece, in my eyes, to getting over the hump and maybe upsetting one of the top teams.
And which, no doubt, that was the mindset from the start of the season when he came back, right? Kevin Marfo coming in, nation's leading rebounder a few years ago, and still come back in very strong now at 7th in the nation in rebounds per game. It's good, obviously, for the best in the conference. But to talk more about Quinnipiac specifically, we'll see some Marfo highlights here on the screen as well. But I think, Jack, we talked about it in the run for the show, right? Not only his rebounding, it's his assists, right? How well he's been passing the ball.
He is currently, right now, 3rd in the MAAC in assists per game. The only 2 guys ahead of him, one of them is Savion Lewis, and he's not going to play for the rest of the season. So now Kevin Marfo has a real opportunity here to go out and be the guy that you just don't talk about, the intangibles guy who brings down the rebounds, who dishes out the assist. Who sees that from a center these days?
Yeah, Marfo is just so great at setting people up with the backdoor cuts and all that stuff. But real quick about Quinnipiac, the 3-point attempts, big stat here, 27.9 attempts per game. They do make a lot. They've have 5 games with over 10 3-pointers a game, but I don't know if they keep taking a lot, living and dying by the 3. That might not help them long term.
So they got one more non-conference game coming up on December 22nd against Penn State, and then they go into a full slate of MAAC play. So where is this team right now overall?
I mean, I think right now they are 100% a top 5 team in the MAAC. 90 points against Manhattan in their second conference game of the season. That's got to tell you right there, Manhattan, who was actually ranked ahead of them in the preseason MAAC poll, it just kind of goes to show that anybody in the MAAC can beat anybody. I just recall has never really been that 1 seed heading into the MAAC tournament. And last year, a 9 seed, they were dancing, right? They were the team that was dancing. And Quinnipiac right now, they are playing like that team that has an opportunity to really make an underrated run at this whole thing. I really believe that they are a top 5 team in the MAAC.
And, you talked about it with Baker Dunleavy. Highest scoring overall team in a Baker Dunleavy era. I mean, this team just overall, if they can keep that offense, because we saw last year this offense just wasn't grooving. Seth Pinkney out, Kevin Marfo in, a few new guys. And just this team overall, I feel like I see where Baker is trying to bring this program. I don't know if they'll be better than Iona and Monmouth, but they have a lot of offensive key pieces that we talked about. And they, if Marfo is one of the top guys in assists, Savion was, that means they're passing the ball around. They got the depth. They got everything that they can do to be successful on offense this year.
Something that we can't forget too, gentlemen, Matt Blanc. I mean,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
team's leading scorer. He has had a huge emergence in his game with 16.2 those per game, and just his efficiency with the way he does it, And it's not really off of drill moves. It's off of moves like that. Backdoor cuts, quick 2 dribbles into mid-range pull-ups, quick dribble pull-ups into threes, right? Like, he's not needing to do too much with the ball to be able to be effective and to be able to score. And that's something that fits in Baker Dunleavy's system when you have a guy that goes out there and moves without the ball and gets his shot that way. And also the defense, too. I mean, come on. He's taken so many charges this year.
And I want to add to a point. We talked about him coming off the bench. Him being unselfish like that can really help. If he's this good of a player, being the leading scorer of the team, one of the top scorers in the MAAC, and he's coming off the bench and doing those off the ball skills, everything that he's been doing, it just showed, especially last year when you saw him play, he wasn't like this, and he was out of the rotation a little bit. Now he's really showing his presence in his senior year.
I think it just goes to show that, like last year, we had no idea what was going on in dudes' lives that led to the struggles that we saw. And I specifically can call out Savion Lewis, Tyrese Williams, and Matt Blanc. And this year, all 3 of those guys stepped it up in a huge way. And it's the reason why this team is, like you mentioned, the highest scoring offense in the Baker Dunleavy era, and also one of the better defensive teams in the MAAC as well. They are currently, I believe, 5th in the MAAC in points allowed per game. That's only going to get better when you bring in a guy like Brendan McGuire, who's going to get regular rotation time, and Luis Courtwright coming back and really making that 1-2 punch with that guard with Bernie Blunt, a real force to be reckoned with.
You are right in that stat, Jack. I have it right on my screen. 68.2 points allowed per game. So pretty solid.
There you go. I got something up here.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, blind squirrel finds a nut. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we got highlights from this weekend from around the MAAC. Let's take it. We'll start with Marist and Navy in the Veterans Appreciation Game. Marist comes in at 4-4, Navy at 6-3.
Look at that putback there, starting the game off. But Navy came out with the big lead. They get the 13-point lead here, and then go into halftime up 19.
I mean, this is the United States Navy. How can you expect to beat those guys?
But then Marist came back a little bit. They got into it, 13 points. MAAC Rookie of the Week there, getting the spin move there. But Navy pulled away near the end, winning 67-64.
If anyone's out there trying to beat the United States Navy, you're wrong. Army learned that lesson on Saturday as well,
Monmouth looking to grab its 8th win of the season against an ACC opponent, Pittsburgh.
George Pappas with that fadeaway corner 3. He had 17 of the night. Top scorer potential here. Potential MAAC Player of the Year as well. Look at that. Dime right there, too, in the lob assist.
Hey, someone named Pappas finally doing something cool in our airwaves.
Pretty bad. Monmouth actually came into the game as favorites against the ACC opponent. That's pretty crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, even though Pitt isn't the greatest ACC team, but still pretty cool.
Siena and Holy Cross.
The Holy Cross gave Quinnipiac fits when they came down here earlier in the season.
There's Nick Hopkins in the corner. He'll drill a 3. Siena up early, 5-4.
I think Holy Cross is just an average MAAC opponent. I feel like so many MAAC teams to play Holy Cross this year.
I like opponents.
ECAC hockey's playing American East all the time.
Yeah. It makes sense, It makes sense.
They got that home and home schedule sometimes too. Look at that. Look at that in your face from the wing. Who hits that? Who hits that?
Siena's got that confidence. That Jalen Pickett days still rubbing
Siena
off on
wins
his
that
team.
one 72-59. Last one. Jack, you did this one. I'll let you take it.
Oh yeah, this is basically just the highlight reel of, this one guy right here. Look at this guy, Goff, getting it done right here for Utah. He's looking like he's going to be one of the best players in the country out west in the Pac-12.
Look at that final score, 96-62.
Oof.
Manhattan trying to get a big out of conference win. Not looking too good that day though.
Yeah, having to go across country too is kind of tough for Manhattan, but still.
Monmouth's got 6 road wins on the season. That's probably going to be one of the big factors heading into MAAC play for them. They can travel really well.
Yeah, and look at Niagara, killing. They destroyed a D3 school, but the Canisius as well lost to Youngstown State by almost 30. That's not the best there.
Hey, Fairfield right now leading the MAAC in points per game. They put up 70 against their team that they played this weekend as well.
All right, so we just saw it around the MAAC. How do you guys see the MAAC stacking up as of right now?
I mean, it's Iona's league right now, and there are some teams we could talk about that could upset them, but as of right now, it's Iona's league. I mean, they come back as the MAAC champions. They have a lot of good key pieces still on the roster. They lost Asante Gist, but they still have Nelly Jr. Joseph, who I really like. You see them first in the MAAC right now. Obviously, they've only played a couple games apiece, but 9-2 overall record, including a big win against number 10 at the time, Alabama.
Yeah.
So,
And Alabama went and beat Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Like that's
yeah.
so.
And their only 2 losses are against Kansas and Belmont, which are both pretty good teams in their own right,
Yeah.
too, right?
Is
So-
that all Rick Pitino and the Rick Pitino mentality, or is that somewhat there is some talent to be forced to be reckoned with in the
Well, I've been watching them play, and the way that Rick Pitino and the team likes to play is they just love to move the ball around. They kind of learn the same thing as Quinnipiac. They like to get their bigs up on the high post and make those backdoor cut passes and different looks to their teams. Like we see it with Nelly Jr. Joseph, Dylan Van Eyck. They're all unselfish, and they all play that way, and they're a very, very good team in that own right as
I
well.
do think it comes down to Rick Pitino's got the experience. He's arguably one of the best coaches. He's the best coach in the MAAC. He's arguably one of the best coaches in the country. So if you have that type of experience coming in, winning national championships, making national championship games, having that experience, bringing in recruits left and right, it's definitely their league. But Monmouth, to me, is a sleeper. I think they could upset Iona once MAAC tournament comes around a little bit. They beat an undefeated Cincinnati at the time, and if they do beat Iona, I do think Iona would get an at-large bid at the end of the day. Just with their resume, Monmouth can definitely compete with Iona.
Hey, I'm not going to say don't watch out for Fairfield, because Fairfield right now, the leading scoring team in the MAAC, and also 4th from the top in points allowed per game. They also have the best margin by almost 4 whole points, which to me, you cannot sleep on what was arguably one of the best baseball teams in the country last year, all of a sudden making a run as a basketball program school. Hey, man, Fairfield looks like right now they could be the team that takes down Iona come March.
I know I said it was Iona's league, but I do want to run into a quick little sleeper pick on my own as well. How about Niagara? Marcus Hammond. This guy is legit.
Yeah.
17.3 points per game. Remember, he torched Quinnipiac with 36 in his sophomore season. Now he comes in as a senior with experience. He dropped 22 against number 15 ranked Ohio State and 25 against number 22 Xavier in Niagara's opening game. And Niagara, too, with the team overall, top defense in the MAAC, allowing 62.3 points against per game. So they're a sleeper, too.
And even though Niagara lost to Ohio State, they still were in that game for the most part.
And Xavier, too, they only lost by 3.
Yeah, and those are top programs. Ohio State just beat Duke. Like, a lot of these MAAC schools are really showing out that they're not, like, they're one of the lower conferences, but they're still competing with these upper tier schools.
They got that fight and they got that grit.
All right, we will take a break. On the other side, Eric Kerr breaks down Bernie Blunt's 3-point game after a standout performance on Saturday. Stay with us.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive bust.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Welcome back to Inside the MAAC. We got tweet of the night. Some fun predictions from All Facts Media. They just knew 17 points from George Pappas was going to hit.
I mean, those boys, Aaron and Andrew Robinson, they should be the Swamis of the NCAA basketball now after that. I mean, come on. They got 17, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, I literally saw their tweet 2 hours later, and then I knew the game ended, and I'm like, let's go check real quick. I'm like, what? How did they get in? So you saw me get involved in.
Hey, John, how does it feel to do something cool on Twitter for once? Hey, never forget that time that John ate 25 hot dogs on a live stream?
That's right.
Yeah, we were all
That's
there.
I can't even silence all facts now.
Could you do that again? Could you do that again?
All right. On Saturday, Bernie Blunt made 4 of his 5 field goals from beyond the arc. Earlier today, Eric Kerr broke down Blunt's performance.
Ross, you are exactly right. Blunt did most of his business from beyond the arc. 4 of his 5 makes were from the three-point line, led to a 14-point performance, and already higher than a 6-point per game average. Shows how much you can do with more time in the court in his first start. We take it to one of the first offensive plays of the game. Let's slow it down. Normally, Kevin Marfo would hit Tyrese Williams or Jacob Bergoni off this back cut. They're not open, though, but Bernie Blunt able to get to his right spot. You can see wide open right there. Too much space. Feel the burn, baby. Bernie Blunt knocking it down from beyond the arc. Those are the first 3 points of the game for Quinnipiac. Now off the screen, the pick and roll. Not going into his defender that time. Too strongly is Bernie Blunt, missing the floater. But Marfo right there to grab the rebound. Wait, where's Bernie, guys? Where's Bernie? Where's Bernie? There's Bernie. Wide open in the corner. Maine lost track of him. You can see his defender trying to get over there. We got to slow it down because he zipped over there as quick as he could, but just not in time. Bernie Blunt once again knocking it down from the corner. He would score Quinnipiac's first 6 points of the game, but obviously he was not done. Quinnipiac now getting the ball moving, going. Bernie was in the left wing. He disappeared for a second, but wait, there he is again. Open on the wing, knocking it down. Bernie Blunt yet again, just finding his right spot, his right opportunity to put it in the basket. Look at Bernie hustling. If you don't like this, you don't like MAAC basketball. Blunt rolling on the floor. Bodies diving everywhere. There goes Marfo. Blunt's back on the floor. Maine's on the floor for a little bit. Now here they go. What the heck was that shot? Horrible attempt from Maine. Quinnipiac grabs the rebound. And now here they go on another offensive possession. A second chance for Bernie to redeem himself. Obviously, we're going to speed up a little bit to get to the play. He wanted revenge after being knocked down to the ground, but you can see him there again. Just too much space for Bernie. He's going to put that one in all day, every day. Wet like water from downtown.
Ross, how'd I do?
That was phenomenal. Tremendous work. Really good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So at the last press conference, Baker Dunleavy said that the point guard position is going to be figured out by committee. So who has stood out to you guys at the point guard position so far?
I can tell you right now who it's not. Desi Jones. I mean, number 11 just is not balling out right now. He cut Rich Kelly's number in half, and he is playing like less than half the man that Rich Kelly was. Look, he just needs some time to get himself under. You know what, Bernie Blunt, screw it, man. Put a first year in there. Give into the conference. They got no tape on him. There's no reason why he will not go off like he did against me.
I got to go Louis Corright. I mean, All-MAAC rookie first team last year. He just came into the year a little bit injured, but I think, he's going to work his way back into the rotation. He's got to, he only played a few minutes here and there sparingly, but he has all the talent. To me, I think he has the most talent in that point guard, arguably, besides Marfo, the best player to me around. If you think about it, just developing as a sophomore going into this year too, he just got to come back from injury, and we'll see just how well he can play this year.
Well, if you had asked me, I got to go Bernie Blunt as well. He simply did it in his first start, and he was doing things, without having the ball in his hands. And that's kind of the way that Quinnipiac likes to play, and what we talked about. Someone that can get off the ball and be able to make the smart decision. He wasn't doing too much. I broke it down in my clip, right? He's moving out of the ball. He's getting the open shot from three. He's not forcing anything. At times, Desi Jones can make that forced decision. When he's driving inside, he gets blocked. And the next possession, when he has an open layup at the rim, he gets scared and, can force a turnover and throw it out of bounds, right? So definitely, I got to go with Bernie Blunt for sure. But, Jack, I know we talked about this earlier, and you thought that maybe McGuire could be a secondary point guard?
Listen. It's tough when McGuire was supposed to come in and be the guy that was supposed to potentially be one of the greatest to ever dress for the Bobcats. He had the whole lower body issue to start the year. He had the shoulder injury in his first year, and he broke his nose in practice a couple weeks ago. So I just feel like he's just not really going to be. He's just not going to be the guy that we all thought he was going to be. No fault of his own. Getting hurt really isn't your fault, but he does provide something defensively, without a doubt. He's a presence out there. Baker likes his size. He likes how dynamic he can be. And this was a guy that he had the ability last year to really stroke it from deep, and now he just cannot put anything in from beyond the arc. He's taken only one three-point attempt this entire year, and it clanked. So you just got to see the scoring go a little bit more. He has not scored a point in 3 games.
He's just come again with Courtwright too. He's coming back from injury. We got to see, but I haven't been so impressed with him even from last year too. I really got to go with Courtwright. I just think just his talent last year when he came off the bench and then showed out in the starting lineup. I really think
But that was last year. And he's coming off the ankle injury.
Either way, boys, Savion Lewis is definitely going to be missed. Leading assist.
That's facts.
It's going to be tough to replace him.
All right. Well, now it's the time we've all been waiting for. Everybody's favorite game show. It is who he play for. Rules of the game are pretty simple. We're going to show you a player. It's going to come on the screen, and you guys just have to name what team that guy plays for.
Can you handle that? Can you guys handle that?
I hope.
So you know the answers.
Eric
I
know
do.
the answers.
Okay. All right. So here we go.
All right. Let's get the first name on the board.
Oh,
Who we play for?
Mohamed
Niagara.
Mohamed Sal. Niagara.
I get my list out.
Did you take Niagara too?
Oh,
man.
Wow.
You guys should
0 for
not
1,
listen
0
to
for
each
1.
other. That's
I'm never
Playing-
listening to John
Playing
again.
the odds, and you guys have to agree. Second name. Let's go.
Jack Brown. Got a BLM pass,
Sienna.
guys. Sienna. I'm Marist. I'm going Marist. How many of the jerseys have the Black Lives Matter patch on? I know Quinnipiac does. It's
All
tough
of
to-
them.
it's tough to
All the
match.
MAAC does.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Third name. Here we go.
What team
Jordan-
has polos? Not Manhattan.
Looking
I'm
like
gonna
a
go
rider.
Iona.
This is
Iona.
Rider.
This is easy.
Iona.
Niagara. Wow.
Yes.
Couple Eagles.
This is not.
What are we 0 for?
You know the answer. We're
Do you know
0
the
for 3.
Would you have known the answer to that?
I have the answers right
I
here.
would have.
Oh my God.
100%.
Here we go. Keep it going. No.
Oh, this one's easy. Come on.
It's, I don't even have to look at my piece of paper for this one.
Canisius.
Monmouth. Let's go!
We're
We're in it.
Someone's
boys.
on the board over here.
Jeez.
1 for 4, Jack. 0 for 4.
Tough.
All right. Last MAAC name. Here we go.
RJ.
Jeez.
RJ Reese.
Manhattan.
Monmouth.
Ryder.
Was that the one team that wasn't? Or, no, Canisius. We didn't get a Canisius guy in there, did we?
Don't
I
think
don't.
so.
Yeah.
No
All right. So
Canisius
now we
ones.
got 2 special ones for you.
Okay,
So
okay,
let's
okay.
roll the first one.
Cam
Oh,
Young on
well, no,
Quinnipiac.
he's in the G League on the,
With the Rockets? No. With the Pistons.
yeah, the Pistons G League.
Got to get the exact team.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
cool. Wow.
The
Express.
Detroit Pistons.
Detroit Express.
The Detroit
Not
Express.
even
No,
close.
it's
That's awesome. Grizzlies. Wow.
all right.
Shout out.
Last one coming up here.
The Knicks G League.
Got to get the full name.
Is this
to
a
get
full
Jacob
name of the
Resnick?
team.
Rut.
Is this a Jacob Resnick thing?
It's a European
plays
team.
for a
I'll give you that.
European
Might be a
Oh,
European
wow.
team.
Because he did get an invite.
The team that the Ball brothers played for. Vitarius.
Uh,
Lithuania, yes. Can someone pronounce that part on the bottom? What is that? Is that Greek for BC Olympi?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Jack, just take it away. Just
All
go
right.
for it.
So, in the spirit of Shaq and the Fool, we've got Jacked in the Fool. All right.
Jack the Fool.
Jack and the Fool, play
Who's
number
Jack the
5.
Fool?
Quinn Guth. He is the backup. Why are you taking a step back, bro? Oh, my God. Listen, you think the time was running out. He was like, I got my one moment. My friends are in the stands. Pull up. Yeah, no, that's...
He has a little bit of
It
space.
looked
He
good
got
until
that
it didn't
space.
go in.
Yeah,
it's
if
a
it
decent
went
shot.
in, he would have been the coolest guy in his dorm, I guarantee.
Well, it didn't.
All right, play number 4 here. Oh, yes. Okay, this was against the first MAAC game of the year. Look at Desi, bro. What are you doing? And then the same exact thing happened to Jake Riccone. You're a D1 basketball player. You're a D1 basketball player, bro. What happened? What happened? Number 3. All right. Oh, this is a what are you doing on the ref, bro? This is absolutely
Well,
terrible.
he didn't give him the landing space.
Oh,
Look at,
no,
that.
okay, no, you can't
The
tell
air
me he
fouled
did
him,
it.
John. The air fouled him.
Eater jumped right into him. John does that all the time at the bird count.
No, other way
Kevin
around,
Marfo,
other way
stay
around.
underneath the rim, bro. Kevin
He's
needs
hit
to-
one. He's hit one. He's got to get the
like
confidence.
3 years
He
ago.
didn't hit that one.
John, there was,
Okay.
there was no pandemic when Kevin Marfo lasted a 3-point shot.
At least he hit the air. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Again, also looking like
Looking
John.
like no,
He's
that
watching
looks like Jack. That looks
All
like.
right, Kai Licia Smith. This is a women's basketball beat report.
Is she though, or is she a player?
I don't know. She's trying to be Mackenzie Helms, but
Oh.
I'm telling
No,
you, if Mackenzie
Mackenzie-
Helms is backing down an opponent
Hey,
inside the
Mackenzie,
key, and then that's getting
Mackenzie to
swatted. I'm
Weiss.
sorry, that's getting swatted.
all.
Kai,
Follow
get
through,
your,
though.
we love Kai, but Kai, please get your hurt up.
Jack, you could not do that kind of follow through, so I wouldn't even talk, my guy.
Yeah,
Cap, pull up
no,
the
Seen you shoot
receipts.
at the rec
Pull
center.
up the receipts.
Your follow. There is no follow through on
There's a
Jack
one-on-one
May's
on YouTube against me and you, so that's all proof we need.
shot. Pull that up.
Oh, man. All right, so if you've been to a Quinnipiac men's basketball home game over the last 4 years, you've probably heard Troy Williams. Troy is the father of senior guard Tyrese Williams. Troy establishes himself across from the Quinnipiac bench and is the loudest, most supportive fan in the arena. On Saturday, Jack and I spoke with Troy about his fandom.
We are in the student section of the Lender Court where students can watch Quinnipiac men's and women's basketball free of charge.
And this is where the Hampton natives sit.
The heart and soul of Bobcat Nation. And this is where Troy Williams sits, the father of Quinnipiac senior guard Tyrese Williams.
Troy has been coming to games for the last 4 years to cheer on his son Tyrese and the rest of his teammates.
That's the seat when I first came here. I love that seat. It's been kind of my corner.
Imagine an arena with thousands of fans screaming and only being able to hear one. That's how Tyrese Williams describes his father's presence at Quinnipiac home games.
Like we can have 10,000 people in this gym, and if he talks, I know where he is. Like bark, everything. Like I just know who my dad is. Like it's just always been that way since we were young. Since I played youth soccer, youth football with all my boys. Like everybody knows my dad from the bark, from just his personality and just how loud he is.
I cheer for the whole team, not just Tyrese, you know, like it's a collective body, and I want them all to win, you know. I want them all to win at life, basketball, whatever, yeah, you know.
Tyrese's father has been to almost every Quinnipiac home game since he became a Bobcat in 2018.
Honestly, that's kind of why I came to Quinnipiac, really. Really like a family person. I love just being around anybody that just gives me great energy and just that I could give great energy back to. Just by the things that he does on a day in and day out basis, just being a pops, just being my pops, honestly.
I mean, I think he's energetic, right? And he brings a passion for the sport, and he's a great teammate. And I think when you combine those three things, he's the guy that you just want to be in a foxhole with.
We love the fact that a lot of our parents can drive here. It's a big part of our selling and recruiting. And that was really important to them. They have a really strong, tight-knit family, and obviously you can see Troy's really passionate about his son and basketball and our team. And the thing that I love about Troy and a lot of other parents is when their kids are out of the game, they're standing up cheering.
With his dad back in the stands and Baker's confidence restored in him, Ty is having his best season as a Bobcat.
The senior guard is averaging a career high in points scored, field goal percentage, three-point field goal percentage, and steals. Reporting from the People's United Center for Ross Meglin, I'm Jack Main, Q30 Sports.
Troy Williams, he was awesome to work with on that package.
Absolutely. It was a real special experience because at least I've been covering this team for now 4 years, and I've seen him at every game that I've been able to go to, and to be able to catch up with probably the biggest fan in Quinnipiac, That was a special story.
You know, it's been
He's
cool
as loud as he
too.
gets.
It's been great just working with you guys as B reporters. The fact that we can put on this kind of show is pretty surreal, and hopefully we'll get to do more.
I
in the
think
future.
the next time we do this though, black turtlenecks.
All right.
That's
All right, we all gotta get
make sure
one.
that the black
I wanted
turtlenecks-
to before the game before, but
We saw how good those turtlenecks were.
Those
Yeah.
God,
I
Molly-
had invested in one myself. So.
undefeated male fashion turtleneck. I haven't worn turtleneck since elementary school. Screw it, we're doing it again.
Imagine all four of us right now.
we'll,
turtlenecks.
we'll,
Unreal.
we'll,
Oh my God.
we'll do it.
Next time.
Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
That-
probably.
Ask your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
230,
Put it on the
230's
list.
number one event would be when we all four of us wear black turtlenecks.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Well, this will be number 2.
That's dangerous. All right, that's a wrap on Inside the MAAC. Keep up with updates for all Quinnipiac winter sports on Twitter at Q30 Sports and online Q30TV.com. For Jon Surratt, Eric Kerr, Jack Main, I'm Ross Meglin. Good night.